Journal entry 19th of the month of October, in the year of our Lord 1182. By the grace of the Lord, the legitimacy of his legend, and the will of the people of this land, my father has been crowned Emperor of Francia. Many of our vassals still hate him, especially those who have been implicated of being in league with unholy forces. Yet they fear him, a man of the people, one who upon seeing darkness will light a torch and sally forth to bring the light, a bringer of justice regardless of rank or status, who strikes down evil whether it wears a pauper's rags or the finery of a king. My beloved Gidita and I have taken it upon ourselves to hunt down the remnants of the demon worshippers across the lands. I shall follow in the footsteps of the legendary Ogier the Stout of Auvergne, my grandfather's brother. Together we shall smite evil until my duties return me to court in Toulouse. High flies the blue and yellow banner of House de Villeron over the empire, and such is my conviction that when this age has passed and we have all returned to dust, the descendants of the people of this land will remember our names, and tales of our deeds will begin with the immortal words, "Justice for the downtrodden." A new age of art and discovery awaits us to drag Francia out of these dark times and make our homeland the pulsating heart of European culture. This will give us the absolute crown authority law, which is going to further infuriate certain vassals, but we're dealing with those already anyway. The Toulousian culture will discover peerage, and we will get a flourishing culture in three main regions, in Orléans, in Ile-de-France, and in Toulouse, which is going to give us increased development and reduced building time. So this is well worth doing. A new age of prosperity is upon us. Francia has emerged from the Dark Ages as a shining beacon of art and philosophy. Our cities are growing into teeming centers of commerce, raising wondrous new cathedrals to rival the ancient monuments of the Roman Empire, drawing painters, bards, and philosophers of all sorts. Under the enlightened patronage of my dynasty, the Toulousian people will become the envy of all Europe. Let our great work commence. And with that, we have the absolute crown authority and probably some very unhappy vassals. But what else is new? we haven't gotten along with these to begin with. I will just have to figure out whom of them. Well, we'll deal with them as they come. We also have a loose end to tie up with the Kingdom of Burgundy, where King Benoit II, who is a descendant and related through his vile mother, the Marquess of Poitiers, is reigning with the terror of a spoiled brat. As such, we shall, since we're working to restore the empire anyway, and we already have a personal reason. If I can actually get to it, where's the Duchess? She is married to, or she's betrothed. There she is, Duchess Morwana of Brittany. There we go. She is betrothed to my son, so as such, we shall make sure that Brittany will be removed from the grasp of the Burgundian king, and we will take him on. Now he is dealing with an uprising of Duke Borel of Burgundy, and but de jure this is all part of the Frankian Empire. So we will bring these lands under our control, and then sit directly next to our Italian neighbors. We're raising our troops at Nîmes, and from there on we will straight up march against the enemy capital. I don't think they have any forces to oppose us as such. We've got the first. Okay, this is going to still take a while until they're all there. So we're going to wait for. The Kaiser has lost against the Prince of France, who has retaken the occupied lands that were rightfully part of our empire from the Holy Roman Empire. So that war was actually preceding the whole thing. But from now on, I believe we are no longer in a we're no longer in a position where we need where our vassals can do this on their own. Now, a few things happened. One of the factions here, yeah, they all have banded together. Obviously, the Prince of France has joined the evil Marquess de Poitiers and Archon of Berry. To nobody's great surprise, we have uncovered a secret. Another witch at the Marquess's court. We haven't been able to implicate him directly yet, but we have found deviants and witches everywhere around the courts. So we'll keep searching until we find definite evidence of wrongdoing here. All right, we've got the armies raised. We probably don't actually need all the troops, so for now let's get them all joined. Let's get them all joined in Nîmes, and then we'll disband those that we don't need, because the Burgundians do not have the forces to resist us to begin with. So we'll probably just bring the professional soldiers as well as the siege engines. My son Thierry seemed to enjoy the last feast immensely. Afterwards, he couldn't stop talking about the feelings that locked eyes with one of the younger servants had caused him. Oh, the rascal. I think I'll show him how to make friends at the feast, because this is considered a sin, and we'll rather go with gregarious. So we'll do that. Understandable feelings of the young man, but all in all, something to stamp out at the very beginning. All right, let's merge these armies, and then we will split off a group to deal with. We've got a few forces that are currently trying to besiege the fort at Bourg, and we'll have to send some troops north to deal with that. It's a very small Burgundian force that will not have much. That will not give us much trouble. Instead, we'll send a small force north to deal with that, but we'll split off the besieging army, and we shall simply take the capital. All right. In the face of a potential uprising, we'll not disband them yet, but I've detached most of the levies, and we're sending them to Cevennes, and I shall lead the first army of Uzès north to deal with the Burgundian forces. And we are sending the second army of Uzès under Godofred de Guyenne, with siege engines, our archers and our huscarls, as well as 1,000 levies to besiege the enemy capital, and that should be sufficient to hopefully get the Burgundians to surrender. So maybe we can avoid a large amount of bloodshed, but finally the plague has left the realm, and we must take this as an opportunity to rise from the chaos it left in its wake. We can spend 146 for disease recovery, absolutely, and that is going to give us two development growth per month across the country. So absolutely, we shall spare no expense. That's what we have the royal coffers for. My counselor, Offa, has died of old age. He was my steward, and a very capable at that. So let's see who we can replace him with. Do we have a capable? We've got the Duke of Gascogne, my vassal, who is an honest man, and despite his shortcomings, an excellent steward. So we do have someone who's an architect, but I prefer the Duke of Gascogne. So we'll assign him at the stewardship role. There we go. And with that, we just have the faction of obvious Marquess de Poitiers, Renaud, and the old Prince of Udès of France, the idiot prince, to deal with potentially if they were deciding to rise up against us. Then we would have to fight we would have to fight a final battle against the evil in the lands. But we shall see if we can prevent this sort of thing. We do have an acolyte that can be created, so let's do that as well. We get Stefan, who is the husband of Princess Matilda. Sorry for the noise outside, there's a garbage collection happening. So we'll get him to run. He'll have the Blade Master trait for an increased knight effectiveness. And let's see what we can give him as a secondary. I think Idealist. Yeah, Idealist is preferably. So let's create that acolyte. And we have the Knight of the Boar created. We have a renowned boar hide. That is this currently being displayed, or is this just one of those things that's laying around that is where's my court? Here. Let's have a look. Court artifacts. No, that's the dog. If that's the mighty boar hide, I think that one is actually better. So it's we don't have a furniture or throne artifacts. So there's still a few that we could add here. We've got a few slots left, but getting back to that boar hide, renowned boar hide, we could simply we can't actually reforge it into a court artifact. So for that, I don't think I actually have a use for that thing. I may as well give it to somebody then. We'll give it to a Prince Guillaume of Francia. May he make good use of it. So we shall gift him the artifact of the. And we've still got a fair few laying around. This one, yeah, he can have that. He can't equip it. Why can he not equip it? Does he not have a slot, or he doesn't have any artifacts? So I'm unsure. Or maybe this is already a court artifact. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is already a court artifact. Yeah, I'm not spending 150 coin to repair that pelt. It can go to waste. We really don't care about it too much. Right, more people on the administrative court. And we are hunting down the besieging forces, and at the Battle of Bresse, they will be made. We have made short work of them. We have captured the Duke of Savoy. So let us have a look. Let's have a look at him. Another kinslayer. It's rather popular in these times. But is he? Do we get any benefit from the prisoner? No. Then we may as well just ransom him. All right. I'm going to pull the troops back for now towards Gévaudan while we are finishing the siege here. And I think we should have that ended relatively soon. Then we can just in case we need to deal with the faction that has been arising. I'm sitting around at the map table with Godefroy and Duke Pierre Bernard discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. I think we can side with one, but I think they can simply do both. So that's going to give us improved offense and improved defense. Commanders can act as they see fit. And Thierry is now at the same age as I was when I ascended to rule. My path was filled with hardships, being responsible for the whole realm at such a young age. Yeah, we're not doing that again. We shall not repeat the mistakes of the past. He will not be forced into ruling Gévaudan. So simply, he shall remain a child. I can stop swaying the Pope actually by this point. And instead, let's have a look at, so the Duke of Normandy absolutely hates us. Is he having high taxes? I thought I fixed the vassal contracts already. So let's fix that. Okay, so we've modified the vassal contract. He no longer suffers from high taxes. What else is he complaining about? Oh, we executed somebody on his family. Well, you seem, however, to be a brave man. So let's see if we can sway him and improve his opinion of us. That means, actually, I thought I did that already. I'm going to have to quickly go through the subjects and see if anyone still suffers from excessive taxes from the previous king. Okay, there were still a few contracts that were sitting on high taxes from the previous king. I fixed these. That has marginally improved the opinion of some of my subjects, but still there are a fair few who have a very poor opinion of us, specifically due to the execution of some of the demon worshippers recently. So that's another thing to deal with eventually. Anything else we need to do here? We could demand a hostage from the Caliph. Okay, so that would he would send his son to our court, and that might actually be a good way to prevent him from another offensive action against us. Okay, so if he decides to attack, he's not demanding anyone in return. So the Prince of Al-Andalus, he is a bit delicate. Maybe we can find somebody else. Does he have anybody else who is how about the slightly older prince? Yeah, he will still accept that. So we've got the son of the Caliph, Prince Zakaria ibn al-Fath of Al-Andalus. Although he's 12 years old already, so that he's going to be out relatively soon. Maybe the 9-year-old brother. Yeah, we'll get him. So we've got Prince Balj ibn al-Fath of Al-Andalus, and which he will send him to us. And then I could exchange hostages, definitely not with the Marquess of Poitiers or the Duke of Aquitaine. It's not happening. So for now, I will finish off the siege of Arles and see if we can force Burgundy to surrender and join the rightful empire. All right, excellent. He's traveling to join us. The siege has been won. However, the king is not yet convinced, and it looks like we have taken. Oh, I see whom we have taken prisoner. We have taken prisoner the boy who was well, I'm going to say abused by the evil mother of the current king of Burgundy. So let us see, is that doing anything? No, it isn't. Let us see if that does, if there's anything else we need to do here. We've got Guillemette of Darles, the daughter of. Okay, so that's from Duke Burrell's line. Yeah, we will not keep children in prison for sure. Now, what do we do with Gauthier Molion-Thouars, who is in the unfortunate position of being under the sway of this evil woman here? We could recruit him to our court. Could we make use of him? He's not particularly skilled at anything, but it would give us. Would he accept? But he would probably bring the mother of the king along. It would give us an opportunity to deal with her. but she hasn't really done any crimes per se. She's been relatively sneaky in her desires. So I think we'll simply release him. We might ask for a hook just in case we need anything in the future. So we'll simply release him. All right. So since they haven't given up yet, we shall have to besiege yet another castle. So let us take Marseille as well, while keeping an eye on the factions. 17 months until they can send an ultimatum. And there is a dissolution faction now going on as well. We'll see if we can overall improve everybody's opinion of things. While the armies fight in the east, I must remember my duties as the newly crowned emperor. The people are fickle and soon forget, so we shall hold a feast in Toulouse, and everyone's invited. So people from all over the country, all over the lands can join, and we can ensure. Actually, are they holding Chalon? It looks like we might have to deal with that at some point. For now, we'll just keep taking lands in Burgundy. But yeah, we'll invite people from all over the lands to reinforce our position as rightful ruler. So a grand feast shall be held. We're not doing a legendary feast, so we don't have a promoted legend. But Toulouse is the place where we are going to hold the feast. And do we have somebody to honor? I think the King of Italy for his faithful service in our cause shall be our honorary guest. So with that, we have exotic delicacies and appropriate number of courses, and it should be recreation. So let us begin the feast, and we have a good time ahead of us while our troops fight in the east. I have not forgotten them. The Second Army of Uzès is moving further, while the First Army is stationed currently in Gévaudan, and will just remain to deal with any kind of uprising. While his numerous attempts to curry my favor have not gone unnoticed, I cannot feel but irritated by Count Roumont's sudden interest in me. Who is he? Count Roumont Mapano of Penthièvre. Okay, is he one of my... he's a vassal of the Duchess of Brittany. Okay, he is a good man though. So we will see. We will see what we do. I could get. I could. He's a bit annoying, but I could imagine becoming friends with him. Like I said, he is a good man. He doesn't have the. He's content, diligent, and patient, and he is a skilled diplomat. So, yeah, why not? We need all the good men that we can find. And we have a new martial perk available, and that is going to be the last one I'm going to take. I think what I wanted to have was the living of the land. Yeah, that's giving us 200% supply capacity. And now I'm going to switch back to stewardship. I'm thinking of duty versus duty focus might actually be an interesting one, because that is reducing the commitments of vassals. So we inspire some loyalty across the lands rather than simply just focusing on generic domain things. Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. So we'll take that, and then we've got. I think I'll go down the administrator tree at this point. That is probably an appropriate thing to do, and see if we can make sure that the lands are ruled appropriately. Meanwhile, we're besieging Marseille, and I think and I think from there we could send the third army out as well. We get one of my knights to lead it, and I'm not sure if they could, because no, it's without siege engines they're not getting anywhere. So we'll leave them where they are, just to deal with uprisings. We might actually bring them a little closer home, to be honest, towards Albi, and let the besieging armies deal with Marseille. That should not be taking very long. Not loath to assault the fort, because we do not wish to waste our men uselessly. And as I woke this morning and observed the first rays of sunshine, it took me a moment to realize I had slept soundly for the first time in weeks. I did not wake up coughing once. It has been a long road back to health, but I find myself in its warm embrace once more. So I am no longer ill. That is good to know. We're still waiting for people to arrive. The King of Italy is still traveling to a feast in Toulouse, and meanwhile the troops are still busy in the east. Luther von Arnim wishes to create a cabinet, and he is my court artificer, and he is considered a master by his peers. So yeah, we will sponsor. We will sponsor his endeavors, and definitely do that. Despite the fact that we have raised our troops, our current monthly income is still positive, which is great to see. We are going to get back to. I do wish to maintain a bit of a war chest, so to speak, but we're going to get back to actually raising buildings in the lands under my direct control, and to improve the life for everybody, which has been sort of taking things aback while all the wars were going on. Luther approaches me with a thoughtful expression. "Is there anyone special to you, my lord?" He must read my irritation at such a personal question from my face, because he continues, "I mean, is there anyone you wish to dedicate your commissioned artifact to? It is turning out well, but a meaningful inscription would make it feel even more personal." To my beloved Valence, of course. So it shall be dedicated to my wife. I am informed my hostage, Balj, has arrived from Al-Andalus. His son will no doubt be anxious about his new life in Francia. "Trust in your father," I reassure him. "You will be treated well here." Indeed, he shall. He is 10 years old, so he will need a. He will actually need a guardian. Oh, he's still marked as traveling. Okay. All right. Now he should be no longer marked as traveling, and we can. No, keep looking. There's something there. Now we can assign a guardian to the young prince. Let's see what we have in court who could make him feel comfortable. Actually, Fadl Banu Hatim would be a good person to influence him or to look after him, but he is currently because they share the same faith, but he is currently traveling with the army. So we'll leave that until he's back. We can, however. Influence his personality. So if we give him let's see, what could he get? Brave would be the best trait. So let's see if we can instill some bravery in the young man from our neighboring country. What else is going on? Yes, we can designate a guardian, and the feast is still awaiting the arrival of the King of Italy. Welcome, my friends. The feast begins, and we still have to fight in the north. But a disaster strikes almost immediately. My lord, the wine. We cracked open the next barrel. It has gone bad. It has all gone bad. The feast is still raging, but without drink, the mood is sure to dwindle at a cruel pace. 450 coin, or I'm not going to I'm not going to make the guests at the emperor's feast pay for the drink. So I gain thirst. That is expensive, but we will have to replenish the wine while we are defeating the enemy once more at Brest. All right, the feast is dwindling down, and I find myself in deep conversation with Mayo, who is she? She's the daughter of Countess Almondis. So one of the, and her liege is the Countess of Vendôme, who is one. Okay, so she's one level removed. She inquires about my opinion on the rumors at court, a subject she is deeply interested in herself. Yeah, I don't need. I'm not particularly interested in her, but there's no need for me to make enemies. So let's have a friendly conversation. Subjects of profound interest, and once more, we'll have to put that away. Once more, we have won the battle, and decisively, I might say. And who have we captured this time? We have taken prisoners Count Bonson, Count Archambault, and Count Jourdain. And none of these prisoners adds to the war score, so we can deal with them as we see fit. Count Jourdain, he's a good man, and so I believe he shall simply be ransomed. Count Bonson, however, not so much. A dishonorable craven. However, his sins, while his sins are many, he has not been accused of witchcraft or demonic influence, and as such shall be ransomed as well. And we've got Archambault of Viennois, who is a bit of a chicken, so we shall ransom him too, as is customary. And with that, we will return to, and we actually got an artifact. What was it this time that we? That looks about right. The Holy Stick. Created during a thunderstroke in Provence, a blackened stain in the shape of a hammer marks the hilt. So it's the Holy Stick. We'll give that to somebody. We can give that to Prince Guillaume. So he shall become the new owner of the Holy Stick. There you go. And with that, we can once more return the troops to Gévaudan, because I don't know if they rise up, I don't know where the uprising is going to happen, but maybe we can placate everybody a little at the feast. As plate after plate of food is brought into the great hall, an unmistakable smell reaches me, and I smile. My frugal vassal, Duke Richard, is sensitive to coriander, is something I sadly forgot to tell the cook. I bid you all welcome, and I pray you will find the food to your liking. We got Richard of Armagnac. He is not getting along with things well. We're not here to publicly shame him, but we're definitely we've gained a favor hook on the poor Duke Richard. So there's that. What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Audrin, Bishop Audrin of Valois. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things would have it, we seemed to have a lot in common. I had such a good time with him. So once more, improved opinion, and we are starting to see people leaving the prison, which immediately refills the coffers. The feast is starting to draw to a close, and my visitors are surely expecting me to lavish a little attention on King Jasbec, our esteemed guest of honor. So, absolutely, a toast to King Jasbec. And a few candles survive after the last of the guests have left. I can hear a pair of servants letting out sighs of relief after the doors close. The food is still warm on the ceramic plates. Soon word will reach every corner of the realm, and every noble worth their sword will know that my magnificence is unparalleled. With all my guests leaving my castle with the entire contents of my vast pantry in their bellies, I am proud to say that the feast was a success. All right, so we have lost some stress. We have gained some legitimacy, which we don't need because we're already on full legitimacy. But a lot of vassals have gained some opinion of us and have been impressed. And Toulouse has gained great banquet for 5 years for further development growth. So all in all, the Empress, myself, and our honorable guest have been have been doing great. Let's have a quick look if there's anything. So my wife has used her diplomatic skills. Well done, her. My sister Navarre has been impressed with Luther. Luther has talked about the history of the battle axe. This axe is very, very old and stems from the origins of the House de Villeron. The wine vendors are praising the emperor. That's Scholastica talks well about me. I think all in all, it has been a great feast, and now we can rest a little easier. How are our subjects looking at us? Of course, these people still hate me, absolutely hate me, but we'll see if we can. We will see if we can generally improve things a little bit as it goes. We'll have to wrap this war up here, though, because the longer this takes, the longer it is. We'll have to study another language. The longer it takes, the longer it is going to. The more it is going to weigh on my vassals' opinion of things. So let's see how many more castles we need to take before things go my way. Alderic is playing with other children when Odo tried to push him over. Soon a brawl had broken out among the children. Wrathful. No, he must be taught to turn the other cheek. He is a prince, and he cannot explode in other kids' faces or in other people's faces for any slight or insult. This is going to give me some stress again, but such is educating children. All right, we have a new. I'm asked to promote Thibaut de Suilly. He is not particularly skilled at anything, though. This is at the behest of Archon of Berry. Yeah, he can. I don't know what kind of sneakery he was planning, but things will not go his way. All right, we're almost there, and we just need probably one more to besiege one more province. What do we actually have? This is both level 1 castles. All right, so we shall take Forcalquier. We have taken a prisoner. So once again, we have Sigismund de Beauvais. He is an evil man, but he hasn't done anybody wrong, so he shall be released from prison. He is near death as it is anyway. And we have gotten the iridescent stone. Once again, something I can pass on to my children probably. So we will gift him an artifact. Where is that stone? There it is. Send him the artifacts. There you go. And we are almost complete in. We are almost complete with things. Yes, we need to designate a guardian, but we are going to 7 months. Oh, these people might actually start to send an ultimatum soon. So I think the prince will need another guardian, because the armies might be needed. All right, let us wrap up the. Okay, we might have to switch my counselor to another court. How about the Duke of Normandy? Because we're not finding anything on the Marquess of Poitiers. I know that he was involved, but he is an old man. He's ill at this point. Maybe he will simply die before things things go sideways. We'll have him investigate Berry, because he seems to be either Berry or Normandy. Normandy, I don't have too much of a problem with, but we shall investigate Berry and see what's going on there. The Duke of Normandy demands the dissolution of the empire. I'm not surprised that this happens, but I will not be threatened. And he was one that I actually didn't expect to be part of the old cabal. I'm not sure if we look at the faction. In fact, it's neither the Marquess of Poitiers nor Berry who are involved in this, but it seems I do see Count Humphrey of Sablé, and we know that he is demonically possessed. So I am assuming that he is behind this, but I will not be threatened, and as such, we will. Obviously, the levies are leaving. As such, we will raise our troops and deal with these people decisively. Now, we are going to bring. We're going to join the. We're potentially going to join the armies here, just at least reinforce the troops in Gévaudan, and then we will march north towards. Or actually, who's uprising? It looks like Armagnac, Aquitaine, and Normandy. As well as Sablé are uprising against us. So in that regard, we probably actually want to gather in Toulouse and deal with things there first. So in case troops rally there, we're almost finished the siege at Fort Caillé, and once that's complete, then I think we can finally end this. This unfortunate war. However, there are enemy troops now moving in. And that is less than fortunate. Where are they coming from? That is... okay, it looks like Aragon has joined. Has Aragon joined on... no, actually, they're attacking the King of Burgundy as well. All right. That is yet another problem we might need to deal with. But we'll see if we can finish the siege before anything goes sideways. As my council plans our defense of Francia, my hostage is led in. Noble Emperor, you have treated me well and fairly. With ruin threatening, is it right that in Al-Andalus, my homeland, the Faris are idle, their banners furled? He knees. Give me leave to travel. I will carry your plea for aid to the Caliph. I am his blood. He will support you for my sake. I could. This is a noble. I definitely don't need the Caliph to fight on my side. I could send Guichard with him, but I need everybody at the moment. So we will see if he returns to court. But I appreciate the offer, so we will let him go, and we will see what the Caliph says. If he decides to stay home, then so be it. But who am I to refuse this young man this noble intent? All right, we've got we're moving the armies towards Toulouse. We've got enemies uprising in Armagnac and in the north. So there's a fair amount of troops that we'll have to deal with, and unfortunately, once again, the lands will be plunged into darkness. I am assuming that the Count of Sablé is behind this, since, and of course, Normandy has been trouble ever since. And we will see. Okay, these troops are actually hostile, but we will see if we can resolve the situation there quickly, and then return, force Burgundy to surrender. Now, does that mean that I'm then going to be at war with Aragon? Because Aragon Aragon might be a problem. Well, we'll deal with problems as they come. For now, we are going to march our troops back to Toulouse and deal with the situation there. I can I can imprison if I find him, because he is obviously he is the leader of the faction. So we might have to rally. King Jasbec and the Duchess of Brittany once more. But I'll hold back onto this, and we'll see how the situation in Burgundy ends up. So for now, the question is, can we finish the siege here? And where are the enemy troops going? I think we can. I think we might actually go towards Montauban, and then join the armies there, and bring us up to full strength. Good, beams Stefan. Again, swords clang against sword. My will against will, and the need for victory is all the novice sword fighters feels. But the masterful knight smiles as he slaps aside blows. I slake my assault, exhausted. Your hands know the sword well, my lord, says the knight. There is an art to your fury, something to nurture. And with that, I have gained aspiring blade master, and lost some stress. That is much welcome. A blade master trade. Which I might actually end up currently. I think I might end up having to take command of this army myself for now. So we will see where they're all going, but obviously they will start besieging our lands in the north, and we will have to deal with things as they go. But for now, it's a matter of chasing down the enemy troops, and that means we will merge these armies, which I think brings us above. No, supply is still fine as long as we're in the homelands. So I think that's a good number. So let us begin by chasing down the enemy. Chasing down the enemies in the west, and see if we can. None of this terrain is particularly well suited towards it, but we will begin chasing these troops. I'm actually thinking of calling in Brittany, since the that might be a good idea. We'll call the Duchess of Brittany for the dissolution war, and on our side. Then we'll finish off here, and we'll see if we need Italy to deal with things. Now Normandy is beginning to besiege Chartres, and there's awfully little we can do about this at this point. 6 months left for the siege, but our siege specialists are still dealing with Burgundy, and will enforce our will on them. But our troops are busy trying to chase down the enemy. Okay, Brittany has joined, so that is much welcome. We could still call in Italy, obviously, but for now this shall suffice. Let us see if we can catch the enemy troops in the field. Are they coming around here again? That would be the long way around. Alternatively, we'll give chase and see if we can take it. We can take them. All right. So we have won the siege, and with that, I think we can enforce our will upon Burgundy. We have seized another artifact, the Rhin Propaganda Chronicle. Okay. We have seized that. We have prisoners, and the Knights Templar have expanded. Okay, so is any of the none of the prisoners is the prisoner. Okay, who we got? Alice de Monterrey. No, she's absolutely not. We're not even going to ransom her. We shall simply release her. There she goes. Prisoner has been released, and we will enforce our demands. And with that, we have gained a few more court artifacts, but are now having to deal with Aragon on top of everything else. Many a hide is now piling up in our. Good grief! How many things did they have there? All right, this means we are, I'm definitely above domain limit. So we're going to have to reorganize our forces. And I'll have to pass control over. I might have to see if I can create the title. So I can usurp the Kingdom of Burgundy. Okay. So we'll deal with the political situation. Obviously, I cannot maintain 25 holdings by myself, as much as I would like to. But we will have to deal with Burgundy. We'll probably call in Italy against Aragon, while we are dealing with the civil war and the uprising here. And now we can bring the the second army back, and we'll probably start just clearing out Armagnac and getting them to surrender. So the first castle would be Saint-Bertrand would probably be the first castle. So we shall send them there to begin the siege. We'll call in Italy to deal with Aragon, and we'll have to sort out the political situation and do away with the leaders, and hopefully we can capture Count Humphrey of Sablé. If we get our hands on him once more, then he will burn at the stake for his heresy very, very rapidly this time.